Picture yourself walking into Target on a Saturday afternoon. The electronics section is buzzing. Families hover around rows of 55 and 65-inch televisions, each screen glowing with vivid colors. A demo reel plays on loop. Explosions, landscapes, sports clips, all designed to make your jaw drop. You spot a 65-inch 4K TV with a bright yellow tag, $499. Your heart skips. That's half what you expected to pay. You pull it closer. The model number is printed on a little sticker, TC65C47BZXW. You've never heard of it. You grab your phone and type it into Google. Nothing. You try Amazon. Nothing. You search Reddit. One result? Someone asking the exact same question 3 days ago with 0 replies. Something feels off. Here's what's happening. That model number doesn't exist anywhere online because it's exclusive to that retailer. It's a derivative model of a TV that does exist elsewhere but with specs quietly dialed down. Maybe it has fewer local dimming zones. Maybe the peak brightness is 200 nits lower. Maybe the speakers are cheaper, or the processor is a generation older. The store gets to advertise a big brand name at a shocking price, and you get a TV that looks amazing under those fluorescent lights but falls flat the moment you unbox it at home. And it gets worse. Some of these TVs come loaded with software that tracks everything you watch, not just what streaming apps you use, actual screen content. They listen through built-in microphones. They sell your viewing data to advertisers without clear consent. In some cases, this crosses legal lines. The Federal Trade Commission has fined TV manufacturers for these practices, yet the models keep appearing on store shelves, rebranded and renumbered. Today we're ranking 12 major TV brands you'll find at Target, Walmart, and Best Buy. We're going from the absolute worst, the ones that rely on tricks and cut corners, all the way to the brands that actually deliver on their promises. You'll learn which models to avoid and which rare few give you real value. Let's dive in. Number 12, Element. You'll see Element TVs stacked near the front of Walmart, often on rollback, sometimes below $300 for a 50-inch model. The branding is minimal. The box is light. The price is tempting. But Element is the definition of a budget trap. First, the panel quality is abysmal. Peak brightness barely scratches 300 nits, which means in any room with windows, you're squinting to see dark scenes. There's no local dimming at all, just a single backlight that floods the entire screen. Blacks look gray. Motion handling is choppy even on slow pans. Second, the operating system is a disaster. Element uses Roku TV software, which is decent on other brands, but here it's plagued with lag. Apps take 6 to 8 seconds to load. The interface freezes mid-scroll. Firmware updates are rare. Third, build quality is flimsy. The bezels creak when you adjust the TV. The stand wobbles. The speakers produce sound so tinny and hollow that you'll need a sound bar on day one just to hear dialogue. Buyers consistently report that these TVs look okay in the store, but terrible at home. One reviewer said it was like going from an IMAX screen to a gas station security monitor. Verdict: this is a TV designed to look cheap and be cheaper. You get what you pay for, and in this case, that's almost nothing. Number 11. Insignia. Insignia is Best Buy's house brand, often bundled with Geek Squad protection plans and Fire TV branding. It's a step above Element in price, usually $350 to $500, but not much better in performance. The panels are sourced from discount suppliers. Brightness tops out around 350 nits. There's minimal local dimming on higher-end models, but the zones are so large and poorly controlled that you get blooming around bright objects. The color gamut is narrow. Reds look orange, blues look washed out. Insignia runs Amazon's Fire TV OS, which is smooth, but comes with a catch: aggressive advertising. The home screen is cluttered with promoted content, sponsored tiles, autoplay video previews. And because Insignia TVs are linked to Amazon's ecosystem, your viewing habits are tracked and sold to third parties. Motion handling is another weak point. Even with motion smoothing turned on, fast action looks jerky. Input lag is high enough that gamers will notice delay, and the speakers are only marginally better than Element's. Verdict: Best Buy's budget brand does the bare minimum to function, but you'll regret it if you expect anything close to premium. Number 10. Vizio. Vizio dominated the budget TV market a decade ago. They offered solid picture quality and excellent value, but somewhere along the way, they took a turn. Today, Vizio TVs are more focused on data collection than customer satisfaction. Vizio was caught by the FTC in 2017 for tracking viewing habits without proper consent and selling that data to advertisers. They paid a $2.2 million settlement, but didn't fundamentally change their approach. Their SmartCast OS still collects extensive data on what you watch and even captures screenshots of content on screen. You can opt out, but the process is buried in settings. Beyond the privacy issues, Vizio's hardware has declined. Brightness is inconsistent across the panel. Local dimming is aggressive and often distracting, creating halos around subtitles. And the operating system, SmartCast, is painfully slow. It's built on Chromecast, but the interface lags. Apps crash regularly, and firmware updates sometimes brick the TV entirely. Reliability is another problem. Common issues include vertical line defects, backlight failures, and HDMI ports that stop working. The warranty process is a nightmare. Verdict: Vizio used to be the budget king. Now they're the cautionary tale of what happens when profit overtakes integrity. Number 9. On is Walmart's house brand. 32-inch models go for under $150. 50-inch models hover around $250. It's tempting if you're furnishing a dorm room or a garage, but even at these prices, On is a gamble. The panels are bottom tier. Brightness is dim, under 300 nits. Viewing angles are terrible. Step more than 15 degrees off-center and colors shift. There's no HDR support worth mentioning. The operating system is Roku TV, which is functional, but on hardware it's sluggish. Apps take forever to load. Voice search rarely works on the first try. And because these are such low-margin products, Walmart doesn't invest in firmware updates. Build quality is laughable. The plastic casing feels hollow. The stand is unstable. And the speakers are so quiet and tinny that you'll need to crank the volume to 80% just to hear dialogue. Verdict: On is the TV equivalent of a disposable lighter. Cheap, barely functional, and not worth repairing. Number 8. Hisense. Hisense is everywhere. Target, Walmart, Best Buy, they've flooded the market with models at every price point. But Hisense is wildly inconsistent. Some models punch above their weight. Others are barely better than the brands we've covered so far. Their mid-tier models, like the U6 and U7 series, offer decent brightness, sometimes hitting 600 nits or more. They use quantum dot technology for wider color gamut, and local dimming is present, though the number of zones is limited. But here's where it falls apart. Hisense's quality control is inconsistent. Two identical model numbers can perform differently. One unit might have even backlighting, another might have noticeable clouding. Some buyers report their TV arrived with dead pixels. The operating system varies by model. Some use Google TV, others use Roku TV or Hisense's proprietary VidA platform, which is clunky, slow, and filled with ads. Motion handling is mediocre across the board, and customer service is notoriously difficult to reach. Warranty claims take weeks to process. Verdict: Hisense is a gamble. You might get a great deal, or you might get a lemon with no recourse. Number 7. Toshiba. Toshiba used to be a premium electronics brand. Now they've licensed their name to various manufacturers, and the result is a confusing mess. The Toshiba TVs at Target or Best Buy are made by companies like Hisense or Compal. Most Toshiba models sit in the $300 to $500 range. They use basic LED panels with limited brightness, usually 400 nits or less. Local dimming is absent or minimal. HDR is technically supported, but without the brightness to display it properly, you're not getting any benefit. The operating system is Amazon Fire TV, which is user-friendly but comes with the same ad-heavy interface we saw with Insignia. Motion handling is below average. Input lag is high enough that serious gamers will feel the delay. Build quality is cheap. The bezels are thick plastic. The stand is wobbly. The speakers are weak. Buyers often choose Toshiba because the name sounds familiar and trustworthy, but they quickly realize it's just a brand name slapped on a generic budget TV. Verdict: Toshiba is a ghost of its former self. The name carries weight, but the product doesn't. We're halfway through, and things are about to get really interesting. Remember, some stores push exclusive SKUs that look better on the shelf than they perform at home. Price drops can hide outdated panels or downgraded OS performance. If this already saved you from a bad Target or Walmart deal, hit subscribe. The next 6 might shock you. Number 6. Samsung. Budget models. Samsung is a giant in the TV industry, and their premium models are legitimately excellent. But the budget models they push at big box stores, the Crystal UHD and lower-end QLED series, are designed to lure you in with the Samsung name while cutting corners you won't notice until it's too late. The Crystal UHD series, usually priced between $400 and $600, uses basic LED panels with no quantum dot layer, no local dimming, and brightness that tops out around 400 nits. Viewing angles are poor, colors shift, and contrast drops if you're not sitting dead center. The budget QLED models are slightly better. They add a quantum dot layer for wider color, and brightness improves to around 500 to 600 nits. But local dimming is still absent or minimal, and Samsung's budget models use edge-lit backlights, which creates uneven brightness. Samsung's Tizen operating system is fast and polished, but it's also ad-heavy. Samsung has been caught injecting ads into the HDMI input screen, literally showing commercials while you're trying to switch to your Xbox. Motion handling is decent, and input lag is low enough for casual gaming, but the speakers are weak, and the build quality lacks the premium feel of their high-end counterparts. Verdict: Samsung's budget models trade on the company's reputation, but don't deliver the quality you'd expect. Number 5, TCL. TCL has become a favorite among budget-conscious buyers. Their 5 and 6 series models offer picture quality that rivals much more expensive TVs, often at half the price. You'll find them at Target, Best Buy, and Walmart, usually priced between $500 and $800. The 6 series is the standout. It uses mini LED backlighting, hundreds of local dimming zones, which dramatically improves contrast. Peak brightness reaches 800 to 1000 nits. Colors are vibrant thanks to quantum dot technology, and the panel supports Dolby Vision, HDR10+, and wide color gamut. The operating system varies. Some models use Roku TV, others use Google TV. Both are solid choices, and neither is as ad-heavy as Amazon Fire TV. So why is TCL at number 5 instead of higher quality? Control is inconsistent. Some units have perfect backlighting, others show dirty screen effect or vertical banding. Motion handling is only average, and customer support is hit or miss. That said, the picture quality for the price is hard to beat. If you get a good unit, you're looking at performance that matches TVs costing twice as much. Verdict: TCL is the best value in the budget to mid-range category. Not perfect, but close enough that it's hard to ignore. Number 4, Sony budget models. Sony is known for premium TVs with exceptional picture processing, but their budget models, like the X77L and X80K, offer a glimpse of that quality at more accessible prices. You'll find them at Best Buy, usually priced between $600 and $900. The panels are decent. Brightness ranges from 450 to 600 nits. Local dimming is absent on the cheapest models, but contrast is still better than most competitors, thanks to Sony's advanced processing. Colors are accurate out of the box, and motion handling is excellent. Sony's motion flow technology is among the best in the industry. Sony uses Google TV, which is fast, customizable, and less ad-heavy than Fire TV or Samsung's Tizen. Build quality is a step above. The bezels are slim, the stand is sturdy, and even the speakers are better than average. So why isn't Sony higher on this list? Price. Sony's budget models are often $100 to $200 more expensive than comparable TCL or Hisense models with similar specs. Buyers who choose Sony's budget model are generally happy. They appreciate the reliability, the motion handling, and the lack of gimmick. Verdict: Sony's budget offer premium features at a reasonable price, but you'll pay more than competitor. Number 3, LG mid-range model. LG's mid-range model, like the QNED and NanoCell series, offer a compelling mix of performance, feature, and value. You'll find them at Best Buy, Target, and Walmart, usually priced between $700 and $1,200. LG's QNED models, mini LED backlighting, hundreds of dimming zone, delivering blacks and bright highlights. Peak brightness reaches 900 to 1200 nits. The color gamut wide thanks to quantum dot technology. The operating system is WebOS, which is fast, intuitive, and one of the least ad-heavy platforms of it. The Magic Remote is responsive. LG also updates their firmware regularly. These updates genuinely improve performance. Motion handle is excellent. LG's True Motion technology uses blur and judder without introducing heavy soap opera effect. Input lag on 10 milliseconds. Build quality is the bezels thin, the stand adjustable, and the speaker above it. So why is LG at instead? Their mid-range models still use IPS panels, which have excellent viewing angles, but lower contrast than VA panels. Blacks look dark gray rather than true black, and the price is on the higher end. Verdict: LG's mid-range models offer premium performance with minor compromises. If you can afford it, you won't regret it. Number 2. Sony mid-range models. Sony's mid-range models, like the X90L and X93L, represent some of the best picture quality you can get without stepping into OLED territory. You'll find them at Best Buy, typically priced between $1,000 and $1,500. The panels are exceptional. Brightness reaches 1,000 to 1,300 nits. Sony uses full-array local dimming with dozens to over 100 zones, delivering deep blacks and minimal blooming. The color accuracy is reference level out of the box, but the real magic is Sony's processing. Their cognitive processor XR analyzes the image in real time, adjusting brightness, contrast, and color on a scene-by-scene basis. It upscales lower-resolution content better than any competitor. Motion handling is flawless. Even fast action looks smooth and clear without artificial smoothing. Sony uses Google TV, which is fast and feature-rich. Build quality is premium. The bezels are nearly invisible, the stand is sturdy, and the speakers are the best we've seen on a non-soundbar TV. So why is Sony at number 2 instead of number 1? Price. Sony's mid-range models are often $200 to $300 more expensive than comparable competitors. Buyers who choose Sony rarely regret it. The picture quality, reliability, and attention to detail are unmatched. Verdict: Sony's mid-range models deliver reference-level picture quality and processing. If you want the best LED TV experience, this is it. Number 1. TCL 6 Series and up. Yes, TCL appears twice on this list. While their budget models sit at number 5, their 6 Series and higher models, like the 6 Series Mini LED and the 8 Series, earn the top spot because they deliver premium picture quality at prices that undercut every major competitor. You'll find them at Best Buy and Target, typically priced between $800 and $1,400. The 6 Series Mini LED uses hundreds of local dimming zones, often 240 or more, which is comparable to TVs costing twice as much. Peak brightness reaches 1,500 nits or higher, making it one of the brightest LED TVs on the market. HDR content looks stunning, with bright highlights and deep blacks, even in rooms with lots of ambient light. The color gamut is wide thanks to quantum dot technology, and the panels support Dolby Vision, HDR10+, HLG, and full-wide color gamut. Out of the box, Kaze's colors are vibrant and accurate. The operating system is either Roku TV or Google TV, and both are fast, intuitive, and less ad-heavy than competitors. Motion handling has improved significantly. TCL's motion clarity technology reduces blur and judder, and input lag in game mode is low enough for competitive gaming. Build quality has also improved. The bezels are slim, the stand is sturdy, and the remote includes shortcuts for popular apps. Here's the key. TCL's 6 Series and up deliver 90% of the performance of Sony's and LG's premium models at 50 to 60% of the price. Yes, motion handling isn't quite as refined. Yes, build quality isn't as premium. But for most buyers, those trade-offs are worth the savings. Quality control is still a concern. Some units arrive with backlight uniformity issues, but TCL's customer support has improved, and most issues are resolved within the warranty period. Buyers who go with TCL's higher-end models consistently report satisfaction. They feel like they beat the system, getting a TV that looks and performs like a $2,000 model for half the price. Verdict: TCL's 6 Series and up offer the best combination of picture quality, features, and value on the market. It's the TV that finally delivers on everything it promises. Let's recap. The Traps, Element, Insignia, Vizio, On, Hisense, Toshiba, and Samsung's budget models look flashy on the shelf but fall flat at home. You're dealing with dim panels, inconsistent quality control, and software that either spies on you or crashes constantly. The decent middle, TCL's budget models, Sony's budget models, and LG's mid-range offer reasonable compromises. You'll sacrifice some features or pay a bit more, but you won't feel scammed. The winners, LG's mid-range, Sony's mid-range, and TCL's 6 Series and up, deliver on brightness, contrast, operating system performance, reliability, and value. These are the TVs that actually perform at home the way they look in the store. Target, Walmart, and Best Buy aren't the problem. Buying the wrong model is. Now you know which brands and models to avoid and which ones are actually worth your money. Drop a comment and tell me what TV you're looking at. I'll tell you if it's safe or if you're walking into a trap. And hit that subscribe button so your next TV isn't a regret. You've made it this far, which means you actually care about getting this right. Don't waste that effort by choosing the wrong brand.